Good morning, dear hearts. We're now on lesson 338. Please subscribe. And this is a lesson that I'm going to say had its roots way back in our first 50, because this is a lesson about thoughts. And in our first 50 lessons, we had many lessons about our thoughts, that our thoughts don't mean anything. My thoughts don't mean anything. These thoughts do not mean anything. My thoughts are images that I have made, and I have no neutral thoughts, and that's really important, that we don't have neutral thoughts, we don't have idle thoughts. Every thought we have makes or creates on some level. It's something else that we've learned from this wonderful course. So our thoughts are that powerful and that important. And this lesson is, I am affected only by my thoughts, which makes perfect sense when we realize that that's how powerful our thoughts are. That's what they do. They go forward. They make things by projection, or they can create things by extension, just as God extends, and we are a thought from that extension of that one perfect holy mind that we call our Father. So today's lesson begins, it needs but this to let salvation come to all the world. This thought. We only need this thought to realize that we bring salvation to the whole world. Salvation of the world depends on me. Another lesson that we have had. For in this single thought is everyone released at last from fear. When I realize that I have the power to change my thoughts, then I can release myself, and in doing so, I release all my brothers from fear, from the prison that I have made. Now has the Son of God learned that no one frightens him and nothing can endanger him. He has no enemies, and he is safe from all external things, as we found out yesterday in our lesson, that my sinlessness protects me from all harm, and that indeed I am safe. So I'm safe from all external things. And his thoughts, the Son of God, that child of God, those thoughts can frighten him or her, but since these thoughts belong to him alone, he has the power to change them and exchange. Exchange, isn't that a great word, exchange? I'm going to give you this and you're going to give me that. I'm going to exchange each fear thought for a happy thought of love. That's what we can do. We can exchange all of the fearful thoughts for happy thoughts, thoughts of love, thoughts of peace, thoughts of joy, thoughts that our Father wants us to have within us. There's nothing without. Everything is within. I'll give you a Janetism that's in the book, that I will go within. So I won't go without. I will not go without anything when I go within. Yet God has planned that his beloved Son will be redeemed. I'm going to go now into chapter 1 of the text, and it's on page 9. So it's very early in the study. And there's a beautiful paragraph. I'm going to read the whole paragraph, and it is in the section, Atonement and Miracles, and it says, heaven and earth shall pass away, means that they will not continue to exist as separate states. My word, which is the resurrection and the life, shall not pass away, because life is eternal. And that is something that is a fear thought for many, that life is not eternal. We are eternal. The body is not, but we are. You are the work of God, and his work is wholly lovable and wholly loving. This is how, it says man, this is how a person must think of himself in his heart, because this is what he is. This is what we are. We are wholly loving and wholly lovable, and we are loved dearly by our Father. And nothing will ever change that. Now, we also had a lesson in part 2 of the workbook that I can be hurt by nothing but my thoughts. So that blends in with this as well. I'm affected only by my thoughts. I can be hurt only by my thoughts. But I have the power to exchange each fear thought for a thought of love, a thought of peace. And that is because we are the children of God. We are the extension of that mind, and we have the capabilities to do this. The second part of our lesson is the prayer portion, and it says, "Your plan is sure, my Father, and only yours." God's plan, only God's plan for salvation will work. That's the only one we are going to depend upon. All other plans will fail, and I will have thoughts that will frighten me until I learn that you have given me the only thought that leads me to salvation. The only thought that I have been given that will lead me to salvation is the truth of who I am. When I realize that I am as God created me, and that has never changed, that thought will lead me to my freedom. That thought will lead me to my joy. That thought will lead me to the state of at one-ment with all of the rest of the sonship. Mine alone will fail. My plan for salvation will not fail. And yet salvation of the world depends on me, but it depends on me accepting God's plan and lead me nowhere. Mine alone will fail, and my plan won't lead me anywhere. But the thought you gave me promises me home, to lead me home, because it holds your promise to your child, to your son, to your daughter. God's plan, God's promise, God's word is always kept. And what does he want? He wants us to be happy. He wants us to realize we're still home. We're safe at home. We have never left, and we are always, always protected and safe and loved and loving. And that is the truth of who we are. And yes, we indeed are spirit. And yes, indeed, we are eternal. And that's it for today. I hope it helped. I'm particularly liking this lesson. You might be able to tell. So please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, loving the comments. And also, join in. If you see a comment that sparks you, please add your thoughts to it as well. Smile, breathe, have a glorious, beautiful day, and just pray for all minds to realize that they are one and they only choose peace. Namaste.